Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here, and I know everybody's eager to know how PalWorld runs on the deck, and so this is not a comprehensive review. This is a very basic look. We're going to see what the highest setting is that we can achieve the best FPS. We're not going to play the game. I'm not going to show you how to build stuff. This is just to see how it works. So we start off, sort of with recommended settings, and it's pretty much up front that this game is certainly not optimized for the deck, and the deck is not going to be a super champion of running it. So based on the default settings, you can see here that we're getting somewhere around the 3940, which is actually, you're thinking, okay, I could live with 40. I could live with 45. Well, you don't get that, right? So what we're seeing here is in the 30s, but it doesn't necessarily hold up that way. So based on that, right, so we're going to run around a little bit. I just want you to see what the draw distance looks like. Now you can see as soon as we get any sort of draw distance, we're now under 30, which in my opinion, take it or leave it. I know people will play certain games at 10 FPS as long as they can do it on their deck. I'm saying that as soon as we drop under 30, we need to start thinking about what we can turn off and what sort of things we can do. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that if you're an invert Y looker like me and many other people, invert Y doesn't work. You have to actually invert X instead. I know, I figured this out before I started making this video, so I don't know how you could miss something as simple as that in QA, but maybe nobody on the planet is playing this with a controller but me. Okay, so as I said, visually speaking, it looks okay. Now remember, you're looking at this at 1080, probably higher. So you're going to have to allow for some. What does this look like on a 7-inch screen? But the things we're looking at now, we're looking at sort of details, we're looking at textures, and of course, pop ahead. That's something else that you're going to want to keep an eye on. So what can we do to maybe make this thing play a little bit better? Well, we don't have a ton to work with here. We're already at low. So if I go down to very low, right? So this is literally the absolute lowest I can put the settings. This is it. This is as good as it's going to be on deck. Look at the pop ahead, pretty bad. Our frame rate is still, it's in the 40s. Can we hold 40? Hey, look at that, it even jumped into the 50s. The question is, can we hold 40? No, we can't. It's already dipping into the 30s, low 30s, I might add. But we're gonna have to kind of leave it here. There's really nothing else we can do about it. This is the best we can do. So I'm gonna just run around and do a couple of evolutions and see how certain things may affect the frame rate. Now, for most people I think would probably be okay if it dipped between 35 and 45. Now remember, this is on the OLED, so we're getting probably just a little bit more oomph out of this thing than we would if we were on the LCD. Now, that may not be true at all. We'll have to do comparisons in both to see how it works. But see, now when you're looking close up and there's really no distance viewing, you can get into the 50s. But it's when you're starting to get into the big open plane areas that you're going to really start seeing degradation in the frame rate. Now, I've played this game 2 seconds before I started recording, right? Enough to get past the basic tutorial stuff and get into the game. So once I threw that ball, it's gone. So I'm not going to be getting that PAL captured. So we're just going to have to leave him behind and we'll have to try something else. But now we're going to start getting into some more open area where there's a lot more draw distance. And we can see we're talking... Okay, we're still in the 30s. We haven't dropped under 30 yet. So you're probably thinking, hey, if we could hold straight 30, I mean, it's not ideal. No, listen, we can go 30-90 on the deck and maybe we could be happy about it. I'm not sure that's going to be possible, unfortunately. So we'll keep running around here. Again, this is completely unscripted. I did this over my lunch hour. I wanted you guys to have some sort of fair assessment before you throw your 30 bucks at this thing. So there's nothing for us to mess with here. This is it. This is as low as we can go. Now, maybe what we could do is see how things work if we lock it in at 30 frames per second. That might be ideal. I don't know if you can take fall damage or not. I don't know if I'm willing to make that call. But what we need to do is get out of this sort of tight environment and get into sort of exploration mode, because apparently that's one of the things you do here is do a lot of exploration, a lot of scavenging, survival type stuff. So let's take a look. Okay, all right, well, we're in a nice big open area, and we're staying in the 30s to 40s. I think we're kind of okay here, maybe. At least in this area, it's holding up. That's good news. Now let's take a look. Okay, boy, it's starting to get to the bottom of that 30, isn't it? Well, I think at this point in time, we can go ahead and lock it at 30. And I don't know why, but this UI doesn't feel right to me. So I got my butt kicked a couple of times trying to figure this thing out. But let's go ahead and see let's see what we get on medium, and if we can lock it in at 30 at medium, and then we'll work our way down and we'll see what we get. Because if we're locking it down to 30, maybe things will be well, okay, never mind. I'm not playing this at 17 FPS, folks, and this looks absolutely terrible. So this isn't going to work out. It's unfortunate, right? Even in the 20s, this game's, I'm not playing this game at 20 FPS. I don't think any of you are either. So let's go ahead and knock it down a notch. And again, this UI kicked my butt a couple of times. I don't know why you can't move right and left with the analog stick. Once you're in one of the options, you have to use the D-pad. It's just weird choices. It's like the UI came completely second, right? So you can see I messed up a couple of times. Again, what we're really looking for is what's a reasonable thing. So let's go to low 30. Let's hope I don't mess it up again. The thing is if you hit B on that menu, it automatically assumes no. Okay. So, okay, we can't hold 30, man. I mean, it's there for a while, and in some cases, but boy, look at that, 27, 25. Maybe. Okay, maybe you can tolerate that. I'm going to go back down to very low. Honestly, because on a 7-inch screen, very low probably doesn't look that bad. And I haven't played it on the 7-inch screen yet, but very low is probably... Dang it. I don't think I got it that time either. I don't know. You could call it senility, but it's just the menus are weird. Okay. Let's clock it in. Lock it in. Okay. So now can we hold 30? This is it. This will determine whether or not this is even possible at 30 FPS at the very lowest setting. And for the most part, it seems to be holding up. Now, again, okay, it's still dipping into the 20s, but I think most people will be okay with this. Now, I haven't been in combat, right? Combat can be a whole different story. We all know that when frames matter is in combat or fighting. But right now, it's holding a fairly decent... And now, God, it got to 26. We didn't really do anything. So I don't know. Now, this is installed on my internal storage, so it's not a micro SD card problem. Could it be a shader cache problem? Absolutely. So I didn't remember seeing any shaders come down. So over the next few days, we could see shaders kick in that might make this just a bit smoother. But right now, if I were to say, do I recommend it for the deck? If you can live with this, if you can live with what we're seeing right now and it will hold up, I think you'll be okay. Honestly, I would probably wait for a week 1 patch and wait for some shaders and take a look again. Yes, we will do that here on the channel, especially if you want to see more. We'll do off screen. I'll do it on the LCD instead of the OLED, because on the LCD, we might not be getting this frame rate. We might be in the more 25-ish area. So we definitely owe it to everybody to check that out as well. We'll be doing that over the weekend. But I wanted this out. I know it's day one. You guys are chomping at the bit. You're FOMOing out your ears, and you want to know whether or not you should pick this up. This is it. You decide. Is this good enough for you? Hard to say. I will let you be the judge. Hey, listen, if you like what you saw, and especially if you want to see more of this game, I paid for it. I didn't get it for free. So, you know, I'll keep a hold of it, and I will do whatever kind of videos you guys want to see. The survival piece is my kind of game, right? Collect things, build stuff. I love that. So I'll probably get into the game. I don't really care about the Pokemon aspect, but whatever. Anyway, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks for watching.